Hi everybody, I'm here to report on last night's 1-0 win against Hibs at Ibrox on a chilly, damp December evening. I'll start with the positives. We won, clean sheet, yay! And some of the players actually played well. I suppose you could say it was a great result, but not a great performance. But we should be used to that. And right now, we just need the results. Forget about the performances. Although if we can see incremental improvements, that's even better, which I think we did last night. If I think though of the first half, I wish we'd been the team in white because Hibs were easily better than us. They were playing the way I want Rangers to play. They were getting stuck in, attacking. When they attacked, they did it with speed, fluency, nice passing forward, people running into space. They were getting too much space from our players, so that didn't help. But they looked a decent team actually, and I think they only had a couple of chances really, despite their good play. But we were hanging in there, and I was just hoping to get to half time at nothing each, especially after a corner which Butland flapped at. And I can't remember who it was, some Hibs guy headed it. It was going in the net, and there was Sterling to just kick it off the line. So he saved us there. That would have really changed the game. And I don't know, a few minutes later, we opened the scoring. So that's how these games can go. And it was a really good goal. We were pressing them in the box. It was a clearance outside their box. Wee Barron took it down nicely, passed it out to the left. Dujon Sterling rolled it forward with his boot and then curled an in swinging cross right into the 6 yard box practically, and there was Fernandez getting on the end of it. Because of the pace on the ball and the direction of travel, all he had to do was get a glancing header onto it, which he did, and the goal had no chance. So a great goal, 1-0 up. When the halftime whistle went, I must admit I've been in the opposite side of this, but the Hibs players must have walked up that tunnel thinking, how are we managing to lose this? We've been the better team. We've controlled the game basically. Rangers look nervous at times. We should be winning this. And presumably they thought maybe they'll come out in the second half and actually turn that around. But the number of times through the years I've been saying to myself and other people, how are we not winning this after the first half we've had? So it was nice that the boot was on the other foot for a change. And if Hibs had any illusions or delusions about turning it around, I think right from the off in the second half, we saw that was unlikely, because whatever the manager said to our players, it worked, because we were getting stuck in, more aggressive, pressing them higher up the park, closing them down better, looking determined, all the things that were missing in the first half, and usually are missing for most of the games we play. It was the right attitude for once, so we put them on the back foot from the beginning of the second half. So it was good, but we couldn't get that second goal, which was the only thing. And of course, the laugh was in the last 15 minutes, they started getting up the park a bit more, crosses into the box, free kicks, corner kicks. Our hearts were in our mouths, because you knew with our luck anything could happen. They could get a penalty, it could be an own goal, they could actually have a decent shot at goal or whatever. So although they weren't really creating anything, just moments of possible danger always make you worry when you're defending a 1-0 lead. And in fact, the irony is, despite the fact the last 15 minutes, people will say, oh, we were hanging on. Okay, we were hanging on in that sense, but we must have created about 5 or 6 really good chances to just end the game as a contest, and we didn't take any of them. The nearest we got was when Diomande actually had one good pass and passed it through for Gassama to run on to, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, puts it away, really good goal. Oh, VAR. And while VAR was deciding, I thought, well, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I was sure it was onside, but then it's ruled off. So when I saw the highlights in the sports scene later, he was right. The VAR guy was right. I would say Gassama was maybe 2 feet ahead of the guy marking him, so he was offside. Can't complain. Later on, I think it was Giga was fouled in the box. He had his trailing leg taken away from him, and everybody screams for a penalty. I don't even know if VAR looked at it, but if they did, it was very quick. No penalty, play on. Saw that in Sports Scene. And the wee anti-Rangers commentator looking at it in slow motion, etc. No, nothing there, no contact there. And he's saying this while I'm seeing the Hibs guy's foot clip, the trailing foot of Giga. So he did make contact. Wasn't much contact, but when you're turning like that, any contact will make you go down. So that should have been a penalty. But while I'm on the subject, Don Robertson, the referee, he is a shocking referee, and he's an anti-Rangers one. Not that he didn't give us big decisions or give big decisions against us, just a continual no foul there. Oh, that's a foul for Hibs. Oh, I'll give Rangers a foul, but I won't book the guy, although he should have been booked. All that kind of stuff. Hibs got stuck in, tackled fiercely at times, and got away with it. At worst, they would be given a foul against them, but no yellow card or anything like that. So that's Don Robertson. And in the last 15 minutes, when Hibs were obviously trying to get the equaliser, it was almost like he was helping them. He was speeding things up, telling us to hurry up, looking at his watch, all this kind of stuff, giving them free kicks, letting them take them from wherever they liked, even if it was 10 yards in advance of where it should have been, all that kind of stuff. An absolutely shocking anti-Rangers referee. In fact, the first guy he booked was a Rangers player, despite everything that had happened. So I'll forget about him as much as I can. But anyhow, we did well. We could have scored another few, as I say. Gassama changed positions with Diomande at one point, and he actually set Diomande up with a nice through pass, 1-on-1 with the goalie, and of course, as usual, he hit it straight at the goalie, and it went for a corner kick, another chance to finish the game off, and there was a few other flurries like that that came to nothing. Chimiti actually had a good shot that the goalie had to save, so that was maybe the nearest we came apart from the goal. Who else? Raskin got the ball and ran right up the middle. Ran too much with it. It was closed down by about 3 or 4 defenders. By the time he took his shot, it was just smothered, and he could have slipped it Chimiti. So stuff like that. But we were making the chances, although it seemed as if we were hanging on because the crowd was so nervous at only having a 1-goal lead. So all's well that ends well. Good result. Not a great performance, but better than a lot of them we've seen this season. As for the team, probably Sterling was the best of them. Good that he got an hour. He looked the part. He'll get stronger, obviously, as he plays more games. So he was good as one of the 3 centre-backs, and he got forward a bit as well. He made the goal. He cleared one off the line. So I'd give him man of the match. Mikey Moore was good. He ran at them, took them on, got fouled quite a few times. So well done him. Barron, as usual, getting stuck in, full of energy, some slack passing at times. But, I'll give him a good mark as well. And strangely enough, Chermiti, the best game I've seen him play. Not because he scored a goal or anything. I think he had 3 shots. The one I've described that was good. One where he hit it from about 8 yards out on the right hand side of the box, and it went out for a shy over on the left hand side. Didn't even go back for a by kick. Another one, he hit it half volley right to the goalkeeper. It was almost like a pass back. So his shooting wasn't good, but I tell you, his off the ball play was far superior to the likes of Drossers. He was bringing balls down on his chest, laying it off to a teammate, holding the play up, getting a pass, controlling it with his feet, and then laying it off or turning and running a bit before he then laid it off. So he was actually good at trying to link up the play, lay passes off to other people. So he looked as if he had a wee bit of skill in that way. He got to quite a few high balls. He tried to ruffle up the defenders when they had the ball. So well done him. If he keeps improving, you never know. If he can just score goals, we might have a striker there. Not an £8 million one, but a striker of some kind. So well done him. That was his best game so far, I would say. Gassama came on and did a few decent things, so hopefully he can find his true form again. So the 20 minutes or so he was on, he did quite well. A bit greedy at one point where he could have shot or he could have put somebody else in, and he delayed his shot too much and it was just blocked by the defenders instead of in the net. So quite a few players looking better. We're up against it obviously when Giga goes to the African nations now, so it looks like Sterling will be playing beside Fernandes. And by the way, Fernandes, he had a good game, but your heart's in your mouth sometimes. Second half, gets the ball just outside his penalty box. It takes on a a Hibs player, gets past him, another one gets past him, another one comes in and he goes flying over the top of him. We get a free kick, but you can't do that just outside your box. So that's our worry with some of these defenders. They just don't know when to do the right pass. Anyhow, 3 points, clean sheet, onwards and upwards.